What up, guys? Back again with another Draftkings video on the UFC Fight Night card, Rockhold versus Branch. I'm going to go ahead and be going over all the fights and give you guys my pick for each of them as far as DraftKings picks. And yeah, just give you guys some info on here on the fighters. So let's go ahead and get started here. So the first fight of the night, we got Burns versus Sago. My pick here, guys, is Gilbert Burns. He's not that much more expensive than Jason Sago. He's only $400 more. He is coming off a loss against Reyes, but that guy's a tank. You know, it's kind of a similar matchup. A lot of people were picking Burns on that fight also, but Reyes was just the stronger fighter and just had a better takedown game. So yeah, he lost that fight. Before that, he beat Sajewski. And before that, he lost to Magomedov. But yeah, this guy right here, I just think he's a little bit better than his opponent, Jason Sago. Both these guys are kind of similar, but except that I think Burns is way better on the feet. Actually, not way better on the feet, but just a little bit better, I mean, on the feet. But I think his ground game is a lot better. Both these guys are good on the ground, but I just feel like Burns has the edge there on the ground. And yeah, I just feel like he's just better all around. So I like him. Jason Sago is also coming off a loss against Khabilov, where he got pretty much, you know, grapple fucked. And I feel like Gilbert Burns could, you know, do a similar game plan. And if that doesn't work, then he could just outstrike Sago on the feet. I feel like Burns just has a little bit better striking, more volume, and I think Burns here could be a good pick. And he's not that expensive. He's in that mid range. But if you guys like Sago and you guys need a cheap play, then I guess maybe you guys could pick him. I mean, he is a finisher, but I don't see this guy finishing Burns on the ground at all. If he wins, it's going to be probably by a decision if he does win. But like I'm saying, I think Burns gets the win here. All right, now for the next fight, we got Jocko against Uriah Hall. So I'm picking Uriah Hall here as one of my underdog picks for DraftKings. First of all, he's a lot cheaper, $7,300. He's a value play. He is on a 3-fight losing streak, so obviously that is a worry. But he's losing against the best guys. Lost against Musasi, who's obviously a beast. Brunson, another beast. Whitaker, right now, you know, he's the interim champ, so also another beast. And he actually, in that fight, he went to decision with him, so it's not like he got knocked out or something like that. So yeah, his last win was against Musasi, where he caught him with that flying knee or whatever. So yeah, it's been a while since he's won, but now he got a more easier matchup. He got Jocko, a guy who's kind of like a point fighter. This guy, you know, he's a good striker. He's, you know, good everywhere, mixes it up, goes for the takedowns also, as you guys can see here in his stats. In his last fight against Branch, he has a takedown on him. That was his last fight. He lost by decision. It was a close fight. Before that, he was on a win streak, as you guys can see right there. Pretty good win streak he had going on there. As you can see, like, just looking at his stats, you can see he mixes it up. But as you can see, he's most of the time he's winning by decision. His only knockout is against Tamdan McCrory, who has a bad chin. And well, yeah, I mean, bad chin is a bad chin, right? So it's easy to get a knockout against someone with a bad chin. But yeah, as you guys could see here, I mean, yeah, I just feel like, you know, he's too expensive also. Like, I don't think he's gonna get that much points, even if he does. If he does beat Uriah Hall. So I just feel like Uriah Hall is the better play here because he has value. He could win. And I also think he's the better striker here in this matchup. As long as he stays off the mat, he should be able to do some damage on the feet. So kind of just depends how he comes out also. You know, sometimes we get that, you know, that scary Uriah Hall. And then sometimes we get the Uriah Hall that doesn't really do much. So hopefully he comes out a fight and, you know, puts on a good performance. So we'll go ahead and throw him on the lineup also. But yeah, I think Uriah Hall is a good value pick that could save you a lot of money to afford some of those expensive, you know, good fighters that we want. Next fight, Hamilton and Daniel Spitz. Now, to be honest, guys, I would really stay away from this fight. This guy really let me down in his last fight, Hamilton right here. First of all, he's the favorite, and he costs a lot more, $8,800 than his opponent, Daniel Spitz. But yeah, this guy was the favorite against Fortuna, and this guy gets fucking knocked out by a light heavyweight jiu-jitsu fighter that had no KOs, and he gets knocked out by him in the fucking first round. Like, what the fuck? So how does that happen, right? You know, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, this guy has a really bad chin, and his opponent, Daniel Spitz, isn't that good. you know, in his last fight, I heard he took the fight on short notice against Godbeer. He gassed out like in that second round, looking tired and shit. He's long though. Seems to be a good striker. Don't know what he has off his back. I know he has some submissions in his record, but I don't know if he really attacks off his back or something like that. And I don't know how good his takedown defense is either. But I mean, if that takedown defense holds up enough, then he could KO Hamilton. But I feel like Hamilton could win this fight if he doesn't get clipped. But I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna risk that shit, because whenever you pick Hamilton, you never know what this guy's gonna do. Like I said, his chin's that bad. Got knocked out against a 205er. Got knocked the fuck out in the fucking first round. So I would stay away from this fight, to be honest, guys. But if you really need a cheap play, then it's worth maybe taking a play on Daniel Spitz. He's not the best fighter, but he's cheap, 7,400, and he could allow you to afford more, you know, better fighters. So that's my reasoning on taking Daniel Spitz. But I would really avoid playing too much of either of those guys in your lineups. But that's just my suggestion, though. For the next fight, Aubin Mercier versus Tony Martin. I like Tony Martin here. First of all, as you can see, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He looked good in his last fight against Johnny Case. He outstruck a striker, and this guy's more of a jiu-jitsu guy who has great grappling. This guy has no KOs in his record or anything like that. Doesn't have huge power, but he's a big guy for the weight class. And yeah, you know, his striking looked good in his last fight. Aubin Mercier, this guy's a 2-fight win streak. This guy likes to grapple. His striking's not as good as Tony Martin. He is the favorite slightly, as you can see there by the salary. So I'm going to just take the underdog on this one. I think Tony Martin here has a good chance of winning, and the odds are almost even. And as you can see, the prices, I might as well take the value playing Tony Martin, unless you know something I don't about Mercier, and that, you know, he's just going to destroy Martin on the ground or something like that. But like I'm saying, Martin's a big guy for the weight class, and he's also a really good grappler himself. So yeah, it should be an interesting fight. But I'm gonna take Tony Martin here for the value. Plus, I do think he's the better striker. So if he keeps it on the feet, should be able to outstrike Mercier on the feet. He had really good volume his last fight, as you guys could see. 82 significant strikes. That's some good ass volume right there. Alright, now for the next fight, we got Ledet versus Zhu Anyanwu. So yeah, this guy is pretty much one of my favorite heavyweights right now. Has really good boxing. To me, it kind of reminds me like a heavyweight version of Nick Diaz. Has really good hands. Also has a good submission game. He could use if he wants to. 2-fight win streak in the UFC, undefeated. Put on a really good performance against Chase Sherman. If you guys haven't watched that fight, go ahead and watch it. You could really see some of that boxing being showcased. So I think he has a really good style. He's also extremely durable, granted chin. And Zhu Anyanwu, this guy, not too impressive. Just another one of those typical heavyweights. You know, obviously they got power or whatever, but you know, we know he's gonna gas out, and then Ledet would just bomb on him, you know, the rest of the fight. So I really like Ledet. What is this little sheet they put on here? Is this analysis or what? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I like Ledet here, guys, on this one. I'm all in on Ledet. You know, I think this guy's for sure gonna get the win. He's very safe, and I think it's also possible he gets like a late finish, or it could even be an early finish. But either way, he's gonna do pretty damn good in this fight for sure. Now for the next fight, Usman versus Sergio Moraes. This guy's obviously on a long win streak. As you guys could see there, he hasn't lost in the UFC. Most of the time he's winning by decision, but as you guys could see in his DraftKings points, he's averaging 98.5. So yeah, this guy, you know, first of all, he likes to grapple, so takedowns equal points with this new DraftKings format. Really favors grappling, and Usman's a great fucking grappler, excellent takedowns, and as you guys can see, he lands a lot of significant strikes also. He really smashed Strickland in that fight. I mean, 101 points he fucking scored. That's pretty damn good. He's gonna be able to beat Sergio Moraes pretty much everywhere. Moraes is a jiu-jitsu guy, but I don't really see him catching catching Usman with anything. I think Usman here should be able to get the win easily for sure. I don't know if Usman gets the finish. Seems to be more of a decision fighter, but he's gonna still rack up a lot of points. So I'm gonna say Usman probably wins by decision, but he's still probably gonna score at least 80 points minimum, guys. So let's go ahead and continue on here to the next fight. As you guys can see, I kind of just made a little lineup here. You guys can play it if you guys want. Fuck it, it's right there for you. But anyways, now for the next fight, Gillespie versus Gonzalez. I'm taking Gillespie here on this one. This guy's a finisher. Has good power in his hands and has really damn good wrestling. He could, easily grapple you. As you guys can see, his average points is 103.3. He likes takedowns. His opponent, Gonzalez, has bad takedown defense. He's a kickboxer. Has some jiu-jitsu skills also. That's why he got a first round submission win against Cottrell. But he's not the best fighter, and I feel like Gillespie here, undefeated fighter, one of these up-and-comers, is going to for sure, get the win here. So that's another one of my confident picks. He's expensive, but I think he's worth the money. He could come out there with a first-round finish. Or if he wins by decision, if Gonzalez survives, he's going to rack up a lot of points like how he did in his fight against Franca, where he landed 41 significant strikes. He had 5 takedowns, 8 advancements, and that got him 100 points. So for sure, Gillespie has a very high ceiling. And his floor is also pretty damn good. I think the minimum points he gets out of this fight would have to be at least 80 or 90. So this guy's for sure guaranteed 80 or 90 points with the win for sure. So yeah, he's a pretty damn good pick, and very confident that he gets the win there. So yeah, I like Gillespie. I don't like Gonzalez at all here in this play, but if you guys want a cheap play, fuck it, throw him on the lineup and hope he gets a submission or something like that, or maybe an early knockout. But I don't see it happening, guys. Now for the next fight, we got Hector Lombard versus Anthony Smith. Lombard's on a losing streak, not looking too good, getting finished in some of those fights. He's fighting Anthony Smith, who's a good multi-striker, excellent power. As you guys can see here, he's been winning his last 2 fights. Against Sanchez, he was a big underdog, and he got the win right there in the 3rd round. Yeah, this guy's tough, durable, good striking, and way better cardio than Lombard. Lombard's gonna gas here as always, guys. He comes out strong that first round, maybe the first 2 minutes of the 2nd round, but after that he gasses out, and that's when Anthony Smith will take over the fight. Of course, it is Hector Lombard, so there is a worry maybe he gets an early finish on Smith, but both these guys are the same price. I'm gonna take the fighter that's looking better, which is Anthony Smith, who's on a win streak, than Hector Lombard, who's on pretty much the fucking decline. This guy hasn't won a fight since Josh Berkman. So yeah, and Berkman's at 155 right now. So I mean, that should tell you something, seeing as Lombard now fights at 185. So yeah, Lombard not really winning nowadays, not looking good. So I would stay away from that from Lombard. But if you do like Lombard, throw him in there, or you're making a shit ton of lineups, fuck it, switch him out every other lineup or whatever. But I think Smith here gets the win and gets the finish. Probably comes out of there with a 2nd or 3rd round knockout. So I like Anthony Smith there in that matchup. For the co-main event, we got Mike Perry versus Alex Reyes. I'm picking Mike Perry all day. First of all, this guy's a knockout artist. As you guys can see, he scores pretty fucking high. His average is 95.3. Yeah, I mean, he's a finisher. Very huge knockout power in his punches. Comes to fight, very aggressive style. And he's fighting against the newcomer in Alex Reyes. A lot of you guys probably don't know anything about. This guy seems well-rounded. Seems like he's good on the feet, has good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. He's also a finisher. I think all his wins are by finish. He has I think 11 first-round finishes. So man, this guy is a finisher. He's a good fighter, but he fights at 155, and he's moving up a weight class to fight Mike Perry on short notice. So I think that's just really, asking for trouble. And maybe he could surprise us and just destroy Mike Perry. You never know. But I'm going to go ahead and take Mike Perry, man. I mean, it's a confident pick right there, Mike Perry looking good. He was training for Thiago Alves. Now has to fight a guy who's a 55er coming up to 170. Short notice. I mean, everything's, leaning towards Mike Perry getting the win and probably getting the finish also, since he is a finisher, and he's always getting the knockout. So if Mike Perry loses, it's probably because he gets outstruck and outpointed, like how he did against Joban. And maybe Reyes could pull something off. But yeah, I mean, the price, look at that, 8,500. That's extremely cheap for Mike Perry. He should really be more like in the 9K range. especially against a newcomer and Alex Reyes. So I think DraftKings should have probably adjusted the prices, but they said fuck it, let's just leave them like that. And I think that's a bad thing because, well, everybody's gonna have Mike Perry in their lineups because everybody knows Mike Perry is probably gonna get the win here. He has, like, I'm pretty sure, a 90% chance of winning this fight. So yeah, I'm gonna say Perry gets the win here, guys, and more than likely gets the knockout. I'm gonna say Mike Perry's second round knockout, and he is worth the price because he's not that expensive and he's more than likely gonna win by finish. So yeah, I like Mike Perry here, guys. Now for the next fight and the main event, we got Luke Rockhold versus David Branch. Rockhold's obviously coming off the knockout loss to Bisping, coming off kind of a long layoff there. It's been like a year and a couple months. David Branch coming off a win against Jocko. Didn't look that impressive, but whatever. He got the win. Showcased some good boxing, good wrestling. He has good jiu-jitsu also. He's solid everywhere. I'm picking David Branch on this one, guys, because I like his value. But obviously, you know, you guys don't like David Branch. Obviously, a lot of you guys didn't throw probably Rockhold on your lineups. But I feel like David Branch has 5 rounds to work with. He's durable, so I don't expect Rockhold to just destroy him right off the bat if he does win. If he wins, it's probably going to go to decision, and David Branch can score you some points. So I like David Branch, and he's a really cheap play to allow you to afford some of those expensive guys that we like up on the top, you know, of the on DraftKings here. So I think playing David Branch isn't a bad idea. I think he could probably get the win. I actually got him winning probably by decision. Of course, it's an underdog pick, so it's a long shot. But I do feel like Rockhold's overlooking him. And yeah, David Branch has good boxing, and if Rockhold gets too close in range, he can get clipped, he can get hurt. We've seen his chin isn't as good as we thought. So yeah, I mean, David Branch here got a solid chance of winning the fight. I would say for sure he has a better chance than the odds dictate. So I like David Branch, but if you guys like Rockhold, then fuck it, you know, throw him on your lineup. I was almost thinking about throwing Rockhold on the lineup, but, you know, I was like, yeah, you know what? I like other guys in the similar price range, like Ledet. I like Usman, and I feel way more confident in Ledet and Usman than I do with Rockhold, or also or Gillespie, even though Gillespie is $100 more. So I just feel more like I like those guys more than I like Rockhold because I feel way more confident that they're gonna get the win compared to Rockhold, where I feel like Rockhold, I mean, could win, but I don't feel as confident. So that's why I'm kind of staying away from Rockhold, and I'm kind of just going all in on David Branch, as far as DraftKings anyway. But like I'm saying, guys, you know, if you guys like Rockhold, fuck it, throw him on your lineup. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's solid everywhere. Good striking, good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling, nasty top game. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, and I think it's being overlooked. So yeah, I think David Branch is going to surprise a lot of people. So I can't wait for the fight. But yeah, guys, that's it for my picks. So if I had to give you guys my favorite DraftKings play, would have to be Ledet or yeah, Ledet. I actually like Ledet a lot. First of all, I got this guy in all my lineups. I think Ledet here probably gets it done for sure. And I like his volume. I like his granite chin. I know he's heavyweight, so it's kind of like, you know, why are you being so confident in him? But I really like him, so I think he gets it done. Also, Usman's another one of the guys that you would want on your lineup if you want a safe pick, and also a guy that's gonna, you know, score you a lot of points. So Ledet and Usman are staples in my lineups. Also Gillespie, another good pick. So those are my top 3 favorite picks, and obviously they're the most expensive picks. As far as my cheapest play that I would like, obviously, or that I like, would have to be David Branch. Obviously, very cheap. The next one would have to be Uriah Hall. I think he has a good shot. And also Tony Martin. Tony Martin's cheaper than his opponent, and I feel like he has a really good shot of winning the fight. So yeah, I like Tony Martin also. So there's my top 3 the most expensive picks and the least expensive picks that I like. So that's all I really got to say, guys. Like I said, this lineup I just kind of made, but you never know, even this lineup could hit. So if you guys like it, go ahead and play it. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for the people who support me and you know, comment on the videos. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the fights. Hope you guys win some money and get some information out of this. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. All right, guys, so enjoy the fights, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.